the most common question I get personally is, what if I change jobs, right? And so then my go-to easy explanation has always been, well, it's not that you change jobs, it's a challenge, right? So you could go from a plumbing company as a plumber to another plumbing company that pays you more, so it's no big deal, right? So you could justify that. But if you go from a plumber to be an electrician, then that's a challenge, right? But if you totally lost your job and you went to an entirely different company, then we have a big thing to explain, a big gap potentially of income and employment. So we have to watch for that. But then that's up to the lender and the underwriter to see, if they're going to be able to approve or not. But I know if he hasn't been employed in the same line of work for 2 years, then chances are it's not going to get approved, right? Is that accurate? Am I describing it accurately?
So it depends on the kind of work and what kind of pay they are. So in your example, if somebody goes from being a plumber to being an electrician, we know that plumbers might get paid, their first year, they'll get paid $40 an hour, and then they work their way up to $50 an hour, $60 an hour. There is a certain amount of, specialization that goes within that industry. So your pay is going to be based off that specialization. Same thing with sales. If you go from selling cars and in the past 2 years, you averaged $120,000 a year, and now you just started working, selling, printers, to businesses, it's a completely different type of sale. So you might be still a salesperson, but it's a different product. So you're not going to have that same clientele and relationship and book of business to fall back on. You're going to have to basically build yourself back up from the beginning. If you go from being a secretary at a law office to working as a bookkeeper at a CPA firm, and you're on a salary, then that's okay. That wouldn't be as big of a deal. But it's more when there's commissions involved, when there's bonuses involved, and performance can be a factor on how much you make, that they're going to care about whether it's in that same line of work.
That's interesting. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that you clarify that. For basic purposes, I try to just make the analogy that you want to be in the same line of work. If you change careers, then you'd have to perhaps, make a purchase sooner and then change careers later.
Yeah.
Now that could be a solution for that, but it's just for me to make an example, right? But I always rely on you, the lending partner, to clarify. Like I always say, look, you want to talk to, the team and the lending side, and they'll tell you about the interest rate, the cost, and the fixed mortgage, the fixed payment you're going to get, in a 30-year fixed mortgage. So then this way you get it from a professional. So but thank you for clarifying. You see, that's why it's important to have this conversation.